Hello, I'm Bill, November 6th Whiskey Lima Mike, and this is my Kenwood, and it's a part. It's a Kenwood TH-D72. Probably recognize the front of it. In the last video, I had replaced the SMA connector because it broke, and I demonstrated that it worked after the end of the video, but also that I have another problem, that there's low power output on this radio. So we turn it on. Right now we're connected to a dummy load on this watt meter. And now if you transmit, you notice it's only 1 watt output. And we're on high. You see the H there, that means we're on high power. So we have low power output. And there's a couple reasons why that could happen. The more difficult one is that the final PA is blown or dying. Or maybe one of the other FETs in the line up to the final amplifier might be damaged. So that's what I think what's happening here, because I'm only getting 1 watt of output instead of 5. I feel like there'd be 0 if that was the case. There's a really great video of someone replacing the final FET on this radio. Hopefully I don't have to do that. So this is the part I'm going to replace. Focus. It's a surface mount part, and I feel like this is going to be fairly difficult. So I don't know if I'll do this video in real time. Probably not, because this is going to take a lot of work to get this installed properly. So there's a scale of it. You see my palm, and there's the part. So hopefully I don't lose it in doing this. So let's get this thing up a little more further apart and see what we can figure out. So let's turn it off, and we will disconnect it. So I bought this radio used, and I do a little bit of satellite work, so it's nice to have a radio that might be full duplex. So we got to take this a little further apart than where it's at now. So let's start. I'm going to take the keyboard off first. So this fix should hopefully resolve it. I do have the final PA FET from Mouser that I ordered with another order a few weeks ago. To get this FET from a Kenwood part distributor took me about 6 to 7 weeks, like I said in the last video. And I think they had to actually ship it from the manufacturer. So it took a while. They don't just have it lying around. I guess a lot of people aren't replacing those kind of parts. So we'll see if this helps. I'm really hoping it does, because to replace the final amplifier is it's quite a job. There's a lot of heat sinks around it, and I watched another video of someone replacing theirs, and it's not for the faint of heart. This already isn't for the faint of heart, so we're going to go a few degrees higher with the difficulty level. So let's try replacing. Let's remove the keyboard. These things are so hard to get up sometimes. That's what you just use your fingernail. So be real careful. And then it pulls right out. I don't think I need to remove that one yet from the other video I've seen. We'll just keep taking off screws and see how far we get. The FET we're trying to get to is not on this board. There's a second board behind it. Oh, I should take the battery out. Oops. Putting the amateur back into amateur radio. Okay. Yeah, we're not. The FET we're going to replace isn't on this board. It's on the board behind it. You'll see that soon, and it's actually on the back side. So we have to pull that board off completely somehow. And I haven't been able to find a video of anyone doing it, so we're going to have to figure this one out together. And hopefully it's not hard. Comes off there. And, you know, worst case scenario, if this completely fails, it was a learning experience maybe. So I'm going to keep telling myself. But sometimes you just have to take a chance. Part of amateur radio is being able to service and repair your own equipment. I think that's somewhere in the test, I don't remember. So that's what we're doing now. We're fixing and repairing our own equipment for the betterment of the hobby. So hopefully this video is useful to someone, even if I do end up completely breaking everything. I'm gonna take that off. Will I regret that? I don't know. Seems like it wants to come out. I'm just gonna this is kind of blocking us. Being real gentle here. I don't want to break something else. You know what? We're gonna go ahead and undo this. That's gonna be hard to get back on, probably, but it's fine. I'm real gentle with these. They I feel like there's. Yeah, I don't want to break that. Let's just be real gentle. There we go. Beautiful. All right, now let's see if this comes out any further. Ah, okay, cool. And there's the other board I mentioned. Okay. So there's the final amplifying FET that I saw someone replace before. You see the two black screws that holds on, I think, the heatsink on the back half of this part. So hopefully we don't have to replace that because it takes a lot of heat to take that heatsink off. And you notice these parts are extremely small, like extremely small. So to have to heat up that area and take this part off without removing these other parts sounds like a pretty daunting task. So hopefully you don't have to replace that. But the part we're getting to is on the back side of the board. So let's continue on. I see a couple screws here, and I'm trying to decide if I want to remove these ribbon cables or not. I think I should, just to make my life easier, because I'm not going to test this until I get everything back together. Some people, they want to test it halfway through, but I think I'll I think I won't. So this is great to make a video of this, because then I could watch the replay if I ever forget what goes where. Sorry if I'm a little slow, because I'm just trying to take my time and do this correctly. I've never done this before. There we go. Okay, so this is probably the main logic board that drives this board, which probably has the RF in it and the amplification, the receive and the transmit. Put that somewhere safe, and then we'll work on this board. So I probably have to remove all these screws first, not these two, and we'll see what that gets us. Hopefully it comes right out. So we'll see. Let's keep going. I'm gonna make sure to separate which screws went where. I'm sure they're all the same size, but better safe than sorry. To replace the part, I'm actually going to use a heat gun and have some Teflon tape to insulate all the parts around it, just so hopefully nothing slides around or gets blown off the board. This is quite a risky repair. I did look at Kenwood parts, and they do sell this whole board for about $200, give or take. So I'm thinking worst case scenario, if I can't do it or I damage something, I just get the replacement board and maybe you'll never see this video. We'll see. This is probably one of the more risky repairs I've ever done before, since these are some very, very intricate parts. I don't know if the spacer needs to come off. I don't know. We'll see if anything's loose. Yeah, that might have to come off. Let's just, oh, there's a flathead. I instantly went to brute force. Oh, okay. Oh, you know what? Actually, it's a Phillips. Let's try a Phillips first before we go crazy. Ah, yep. It came loose. There's that. Oh, focus. It's just a standoff for the other board, I think. So that's, you have to remember to put it in the middle there. Okay. So, oh, there's a couple more of those. Let's take those off too. Let's really hold it down. Those aren't too bad to take off. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now, with any luck, this should come out. Now, how to get it out is the next question. You notice the battery connectors here. Pretty sure that's these guys right here. So maybe if I push gently from the back side, that might be a nice entryway. I don't want to bend those pins though, so maybe that's not the best idea. We'll just have to do this very gently and see what happens. Get the right tool for the job. Well, you know what? Okay, you know, in our last video we replaced the SMA connector, and we did see the back side of the board right here, so maybe that will be a nice place to start. Yeah, there's a little give to it. Get my screwdriver under there. Not too much though. It seems like it's still fixed to something. We do have the GPS here also. That looks like there's a ribbon connector that goes to this board or somewhere. Something to do with this. So let's keep being gentle and hopefully we could get this up. It's a little loose now. I feel like I might be missing something. Let's keep trying. Oh, don't want to hurt anything. Yeah, that is not coming off. I don't want to undo these, do I? Maybe I do. Just keep trying. Yeah, we're gonna undo these because that heatsink should be soldered on the back side anyways. So I feel like if I remove that, the heatsink's not going to go anywhere. So, famous last words, we'll see. We will see. No, it doesn't look like it goes all the way through. I can see the heatsink. But But we'll continue on. Let's see if this helps loosen it up a little bit. Oop, let's not lose anything, guys. Okay. Oh yeah, that's a lot looser. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot more play. So that was the that was probably the trick to it. I could probably use this port to help. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, just a little push there on the battery compartment. And there it is. Oh, it's not even connected to the bottom half anymore. There's nothing there. All right, there we are in all its glory. These coils look like they could be easily damaged. These are just, if you can see, they're just literally coils of wire. Those are probably inductors for some type of filtering. I'm not even gonna guess. So now we have to replace the right part. I'm gonna have to go to the schematic to see which one we're after, because it's been a while, honestly, since I've stared at it. Let's look at our part that we're going to be replacing. Let me pause and we'll get you an anti-static. Welcome back. All right, so we've identified the part, just to verify my sanity. It's this guy right here. That is Q214214, and it drives the main PA eventually. And I believe it's bad. After staring at this and testing a few test points, I think that might be our suspect. So if you notice, I have Kaplan tape everywhere, mostly everywhere. Maybe I should cover the rest, but I think I should be able to remove this, hopefully, without moving all this. So we'll see. So I have my little tweezers ready. I'm going to heat up this part right here with my heat gun, and with any luck, I'll be able to just snatch it right off, and we'll be able to replace the new one. The new one, I'm probably going to use a soldering iron to reattach, just because there's no need to do hot air with that. So let's get the hot air gun. You might not be able to follow along with this, which is fine, because I think it's more important I do it right. So you know what? I'm going to actually pause it here, because you guys have probably seen people remove parts before. So we'll pause, and I'll focus on removing this without being on camera, and I'll be back in a second to tell you how it went. All right, so as you can see, the part is off, but we had some collateral damage. You notice this little capacitor has fell off. I had to increase my airflow a little bit, and the tape didn't quite protect this little guy, so he got blown away a little bit. So we're gonna have to figure out how to get him back on, and hopefully this doesn't become a bigger mess. So yes, we should always proceed with caution with these things, and do it at your own risk, as I am, and hopefully I'm not risking too much by trying to reconnect this one capacitor. So we'll see how this goes. I think I'm going to use an X-Acto knife to cut out this little section and hopefully just heat just him up on a lower fan speed so he doesn't blow away, and get it reconnected, resoldered to the board. And then once that's done, I'm going to use my soldering iron to connect back up to add in that new part. So we'll see how that goes, and I don't know if we were in focus that entire time or not. I'll be back in a bit after this fix.